kickoff.
Taken to the 21-yard line by Kyle Taylor for the Nightmare. Cut into the middle. Taylor hit across the 40 and then falls forward to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. And already an issue. An illegal procedure on Metro on the kickoff.
So we had an illegal procedure on Metro. On the kickoff there.
So the formation penalty on Metro is 5 yards from the end of the run.
So it's 1st and 10 now for the NOCO Nightmare. So that run's definitely good for a first down. A run of about 20 yards there. So it's 1st and 10 NOCO Nightmare from the Roadrunners 30-yard line. That's good for a 5-yard run. So it looks like it's a 2nd and 2 from the Roadrunners 22-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 2. 13 left on the clock.
This time it's Dwayne Rich getting the call. I'm getting the first down inside the 20-yard line before being brought down.
It's Kevin Lutz going right up the gut there. Oh, excuse me. Dwayne Rich going up the gut there. He picks up the first. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Roadrunners 18 after a gain of 4 on that last play. And they just keep pounding it up the gut. Why not? It's been working so far in this drive. So it's going to be a 2nd and 7 after that gain of 3. And now that they're officially in the red zone, they look to get some points on the board. So Styles with the run there. He's got the ball down to the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for the NOCO Nightmare, as they have just been cruising right down the field. pitch to the left. Roadrunner sniffed that right out and stopped that with no problem. So that's going to back him up to the 12-yard line. A loss of 7 on the play. So it's still 2nd and goal. So he's upended at the 5-yard line, so he gets those yards back that was lost on the previous play. Clock stays running as he was tackled inbounds. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, and we're going to see what the NOCO Nightmare can do, as they've had a hard time getting the ball in so far in this game. So touchdown, putting 6 on the board early is the NOCO Nightmare as we look at the PAT attempt. So the PAT is good. We're going to take a quick break. Nightmare goes up early, 7-0. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. So we're back here with CFC action after that NOCO Nightmare touchdown. So 1st and 10 Metro from the 20-yard line after that kick is ruled a touchback after it goes straight into the goal of the end zone of the Metro State Roadrunners. So the offense is now taking the field. So we're going to see what the Metro State Roadrunners have in store for us. So the Metro State Roadrunners only have 21 players dressed for tonight, so they're definitely at a disadvantage when it comes to size of the squad versus the NOCO Nightmare, who has easily got 40 on their roster. So it's going to be interesting to see how they wear down as the game progresses. 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners from their own 25. Flag on the play. Got an offsides on the Nightmare. So that's going to give them 5 and repeat the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Metro State Roadrunners from their own 30 for this second shot after that first down pass attempt was incomplete. So nice bounce outside on that to try to keep the run alive, but not gaining much. No gain on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Actually, they ruled a 1-yard loss on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 29, of their own 29, I should say, for the Metro State Roadrunners. Again, I'd like to thank everyone that's tuning in, domestic and internationally. This first quarter is sponsored by yours truly, Steve Weed Media, out of Colorado Springs. You can find them at www.steveweedmedia.com. Give them a call if you need any video production work done in the Springs area, or anywhere in Colorado, really. Here's the second down play from the Roadrunners. Quick screen to the right. Good for about 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now. And a big 3rd and 3 it is for the Roadrunners, as being down 7, you don't want to see the drive die this early and be forced to punt, especially in your own part of the field. So here's a 3rd down play from the Roadrunners. It's picked. And that ball was picked off and ran back for a touchdown by the NOCO Nightmare, extending their lead to 13, pending this extra point attempt. But that was not what the Roadrunners wanted to see, as they really would have either liked to grab a first down or at least get the ball off in a punt. But neither of those options are on the table for them now, as the NOCO Nightmare ran that back with ease and are poised to nail this PAT attempt. And it's good. So the NOCO Nightmare take the lead, 14-0. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the kickoff. All right, we're back. And the last time the Nightmare kicked the ball off, it was a touchback. So we'll see what he does with it again. And again, directly into the goal. So the Roadrunners are going to start this drive from the 25-yard line, just like last time, and we'll see what they can do with it. Obviously, they're looking for a different outcome after that pick six on So any kind of ball movement or a score would be a drastic improvement. It looked like they started to get a little bit going with the running, but with a couple incompletes, they ended up sticking with the passing game, and they paid the price for it. First and 10 from their own 25. Boy, dangerous pass there as he almost had another one picked off. It's going to be second and 10 from their own 25 still after that incomplete, but another questionable pass as that one was almost picked. Going down 14 early, the Roadrunners really got to get something going. Still only the first quarter, so there's plenty of football left to be played, but you go down 21 points in the first quarter and even in the first half, and it is very hard to claw your way back out. Nightmare bringing out the 3-4 defense. Tight end flanked. Receiver split wide. Decent run by the Roadrunners running back there. So it looks like they gave him 4 on that, so it's going to be a 3rd and 6. He got out to their own 28-yard line on that scramble to the right by the running back. Oh, and this one is picked again. And he might bring this one back too. Oh, they got him. So it wasn't a pick 6, but it was another interception by the Roadrunners. Obviously not what they were looking to do. So the NOCO Nightmare are definitely in a position to take this one away and run with it. Another unfortunate mistake by the Roadrunners quarterback offense. Definitely not one guy, but you just got to question some of these past decisions, and is it a miscommunication? Is it a bad route? Not sure, but they've got to get it figured out on the sideline if they have any chance of staying in this game. So the Nightmare have it at the Roadrunners' 8-yard line, and they're immediately in the red zone. Boy, well, it looked like he was going to get pummeled. He found a way out and actually ended up gaining a yard. So it's going to be second and goal. Just over 6 minutes left in the first quarter. A Nightmare looking to go up at least 20. Run to the right, and he's pushed out of bounds before he gets into the end zone. So it's not in yet. Let's see where they mark the ball. Looks like they're going to give him a spot at the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 to goal. And if they are able to punch us in, they're going to get a 20-point lead over the Roadrunners, possibly 21 if they're able to nail the PAT attempt.
dirty laundry on the field.
Got a flag on the play.
For a false start on the Nightmare.
False start on the Nightmare. That's going to back him up 5. The 3rd and 9, well, 3rd and goal with 9 to go as the clock remains running. Wouldn't be surprised to see him running up the gut here.
Snappy gets it to Faxon, running his own man, now bounces off. Making some moves, but is taken down before he can get very far. 24 to tackle.
Unbelievably. What looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss a couple different times. He was able to squeeze through and bounce off the defenders and able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So no loss on the play, but it's now 4th down. So we're going to see what the Nightmare do with it. Are they going to kick a field goal? Are they going to give a shot at the end zone? Looks like they're lining up for a field goal attempt. It's going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt to put the Nightmare up 17. Here's the kick. And it's good. So it's 17-0 NOCO Nightmare. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more CFC football produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. We're back after that field goal by the NOCO Nightmare, and the kick is being returned. And he gets out to about the 30-yard line, so a decent return for the Roadrunners, and they got out a little bit unscathed compared to what they could have been. They got the ball down to the 4-yard line and could have easily punched it in, but didn't. So as about a good of an outcome as you could get for the Roadrunners after throwing a 2nd straight pick on 2 offensive drives. Again, I'd like to thank everybody that's watching the online stream, home and abroad. And I just want to reiterate that there is a donation button that is going to benefit Steve Nelson, one of the coaches from the Metro State Roadrunners, who has recently fallen ill with type 1 diabetes. He's made a great recovery, but is just struggling a little bit financially after his hospital bills. So we're just doing whatever we can to help him out. Feel free to donate. All proceeds will go straight to Steve Nelson. And they're sticking with the pass, and this time it actually pays off. 1st down with a 17-yard pass and catch. And they get the ball out to their own 45-yard line. Very nice completion there by the Roadrunners, who have every reason to shy away from the passing game and refuse to do so, and it just worked out to their benefit. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Looks like it was a slightly broken play there. And the quarterback was kind of forced to scramble out to the right. And had an incomplete pass, no pick. So if you're a Roadrunner fan, that's definitely a good thing. So 2nd and 10 now after that incomplete pass. Roadrunners have not been in Nightmare territory yet this game, so we'll see if they can finally make the push over on the 2nd down play.
Here's number 1 on the 2nd down. And protection now is to Stronger.
And that's a big, big, big sack for the NOCO Nightmare. That brought them back to the 30-yard line, which is going to make it 3rd and a mile for the Roadrunners. Which, if you're the Nightmare, is ideal because you're forcing them to throw. But if not, then if you're the Roadrunners, you are backed way up. So the Roadrunners just took a timeout. We're going to take one with them. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more CFC football produced by Steve Weed Media. And we're back on this 3rd down play for the Roadrunners. Pitch to the left. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks a 2nd, gets almost out back to the 40, but definitely nowhere near enough for the 1st down. So it looks like the Roadrunners are either going to go for it on 4th or are going to be forced to punt. It's officially a 4th and 27 play. So Q Styles looks like he's going to be back to kick. Punt, rather. Excuse me, Q Styles is back to receive. And Nick Brady is kicking for Roadrunners. Muffed. He dropped the snap, and he was able to recover, but not without being tackled by the NOCO defense, who now has the ball at the Roadrunners' 18-yard line. So very, very, very tough break again for the Roadrunners, as they just have one folly after another and cannot seem to get anything concrete going. So the Nightmare take over in the red zone. Somehow he's still going. He got hit a couple times, and you just thought his head might come off, and he just bounced right off and kept it moving. Great run play for the NOCO Nightmare. Gets down to about the 11-yard line, so it's going to be, actually the 12-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd and short. So a very nice run by the NOCO Nightmare there. That pass is incomplete, as they rolled to the left and tried to get in the end zone, but unable to do so. couple times he just thought his head might come off, and he just bounced right off and kept it moving. Got some flags on the play. Let's see what the call is. 1:34 left in the first quarter. Looks like it's holding on the Nightmare. So that's definitely going to work to the benefit of the Roadrunners. It's going to back them up. They're going to get to repeat the third down, but they are now no longer in the red zone. So definitely a good thing for the Roadrunners, not so much for the NOCO Nightmare. So quarterback keeper, there's a flag in the play, and it's another holding call against the Nightmare. So that might even push them out of field goal range. They're going to have another crack at that third down, but they're going to be way, way, way back compared to where they were just a couple plays ago. That's going to put them at the Roadrunners 32-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd and 22 for the Nightmare. So they're probably just looking to get back into field goal range, but exactly what the Roadrunners needed defensively. Try to catch a break here and stop the bleeding that has been the NOCO Nightmare offense. So a 3-yard gain on that, so it's going to be 4th down and long. And it looks like the Nightmare might come out and punt or attempt a very, very long field goal. We'll see what they decide to do. And he is going to go for a 47-yarder. Here's the snap. And it's no good. There's a flag down. So it's illegal formation declined by the Roadrunners, and they're going to take over at their own. Let's see, it's going to be their own 30-yard line, it looks like. So definitely the break that the Roadrunners needed to stay in this game. Down 17 points. They're still in it with the amount of time left. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. So with 12 seconds to go, this might be the last play of the first quarter. Oh, and we got another flag. What's going on here? So I'm not sure what the flag was for. And it looks like they're moving the ball up from the 29-yard line. Up to the 44 for apparently an unsportsmanlike conduct on the NOCO Nightmare. What could potentially be a very costly penalty, giving the Roadrunners extremely good field position. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 44. with just 12 seconds left in this first quarter. That pass was incomplete. Broken play, able to scramble around and give himself a little time to get the ball off, but not able to make anything out of it. Still, with 6 seconds left in the first quarter, they're going to get one more play out of this. Still have yet to break into Nightmare territory. The Roadrunners are desperately looking to get some points on the board. Second and 10 from their own 44. Not sure if that was a design QB keeper or not, but the result was not good. Looks like a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we're going to take a quick break. 17-0, NOCO Nightmare leads the Metro State Roadrunners. Stay tuned for the second quarter. And we're back here with CFC action. Second quarter beginning here. So it looks like it's going to be 4th and 14 from their own 40. And Metro State probably looking to punt here. And Metro State gets into punt formation. So we'll see if they decide to actually kick it or if this is some kind of fake. Just want to thank everybody that's watching online. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. We appreciate all the support that we get. Bad snap. Able to get the ball off. Decent punt for the kind of snap that he had, but a much better return as he gets that out to their own 47-yard line. So it looks like the NOCO Nightmare are going to take over in decent field position. And with just 13 seconds out of the beginning of the second quarter. So it's officially marked at their own 48-yard line. That's where the NOCO Nightmare are going to take over. Last time they started in their own territory, they drove down the field and scored. scrambling, keeping the play alive, and able to complete the pass over the middle. Phenomenal play by the quarterback as he was able to keep the drive or to keep the play going, scrambling in the pocket and getting the ball off, throwing across his body. That was a tough throw to make, and was able to complete. Not quite for a first down, but it's going to be 2nd and 1, and they just broke into the Roadrunners side of the field, so they're moving the ball. Running back ran into a wall of defenders there on that run play up the gut towards the left-hand side. Not enough for a first down, no gain, so it's going to be 3rd and 1, a huge 3rd down for the Metro State Roadrunners defense. A stop here and a forced punt could really be the turnaround that they need to begin this comeback. Lots of football left to be played. Sun conditions extremely bright here at Shea Stadium today. Partly cloudy, but the sun is just ripping through the clouds, making it difficult to see, I'm sure, for both quarterback and receivers. They may have to look back that way. So this is going to be a first down play from the Roadrunners' 29-yard line. Breaks a first tackle and breaks a second, able to get something that should have been worth nothing into something. So it looks like they're going to give him 5 or 6 yards on that. Nice play by the Nightmare. And if you're the Roadrunners, you're desperately looking to get a stop here in the next couple plays and either force a field goal attempt or a short punt. Any more points on the board, and this game is going to start slipping away and become very, very difficult to make any kind of comeback. So it's 2nd down and 5 for the Nightmare. Yeah, there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. It's holding on the offense. So that's going to back them up. It'll be 2nd and 15 after the 10 yards gets ticked off against the Nightmare on that hold. Again, if you're the Metro State Roadrunners, you definitely welcome those kinds of penalties, but you really need to get a stop here. An incomplete pass there for the Nightmare, which is going to bring up 3rd and long, which is definitely ideal for the Roadrunners. You need to get a stop here. Clock stopped after that incomplete pass. A run up the gut gets them to about the 29-yard line. Not going to be enough for a first down. So it's going to be an interesting play call here for the Nightmares. They have numerous options. They could definitely attempt to go for the first down, being in that they have good field position and the lead in this game. They could punt, or they could go for a very deep field goal attempt. So let's see what they decide to do. So it's 4th and 10 on the 29.5-yard line, and it looks like they're going to be going for it. So it's a turnover on downs for the NOCO Nightmare. A huge break. A very huge turn of events for the Metro State Roadrunners, who needed a little bit of confidence boost with their game, and that might be the spark that they need to really start turning it around on offense. Defense coming up huge with a big stop there. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line for the Roadrunners. .10:35 left to go in the second quarter. Oh, we've got some movement. Let's see what the white hat says. So it's an encroachment. Offsides by the Nightmare. So that's going to give the Roadrunners 5 yards. A welcome 5 yards as they look to get something going here on offense. So 1st and 5 now for the Roadrunners. So gain of 2 on that. So it's going to be a long 4 yards. Maybe a 1-yard gain on that. Second and about 4 here for the Roadrunners. Great pass and catch by the Roadrunners for a huge gain. And they are pumped up on the sidelines. Things are finally starting to turn around for the Roadrunners as that play puts them into opponent territory for the first time all game. And you can just feel the excitement on the Roadrunners sideline. So it's 1st and 10 from the Nightmare 30. Number 4 just got his bell rung. He had the ball in his hands and just got crushed. Wasn't able to hang on, but yeah, he'll be feeling that one. As John Madden used to say, that one knocked the snot out of the locker. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 30 here for the Roadrunners after that incomplete pass. What looked to be a nice game. Turned out to be an incomplete. It's 8:37 left in the second quarter. Here's the second down play. Fumble. Little extracurricular activity here. They were able to retain possession, but a loss of 5 or 6 yards on the play. So again, it's, you know, one step forward, two steps back here for the Metro State Roadrunners. They've got to start getting some kind of consistency going on offense if they look to get this game back in a comeback fashion. It's a big third down here for the Roadrunners. I formation for the Roadrunners. Two receivers wide. Fake toss and was sniffed right out by the Nightmare defense. It looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Roadrunners, and we're going to take one with them. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more CFC football produced by Steve Weed Media. And we're back here at Shea Stadium with a CFC matchup between the Metro State Roadrunners and the NOCO Nightmare. NOCO Nightmare leading the Roadrunners 17-0. With the Roadrunners here looking to punt. After they started off the drive strong with a huge bomb down the field, backtracked after a couple plays. So let's see what they can do with this punt. Decent punt. Good retro Roadrunners bounce, but great return for the Nightmare. Out past the 50, stutter step, and then down to the Roadrunner 47-yard line. So past midfield on that. Looking at good field position for the next offensive drive. The Nightmare are looking to put this one out of range of comeback with another touchdown. With a whole second half left to play, anything can happen. A pick six for the Roadrunners would get them right back in this ball game and take minimal time off the clock. Nightmare have been really, really good with the ball, so it's going to be tough for the defense to turn up some kind of turnover like that. But the defense needs to do something big, come up with another big stop like they did on the last drive. Shotgun formation for the Nightmare. Two receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Flag on the play. Looks like we have an illegal substitution on the Metro. So that's going to give them 5 yards that the Metro State Roadrunners do not need to give up, especially for simple personnel changes like that. So it's going to put them at the 42-yard line with a 1st and 10, or excuse me, a 1st and 5. Couple yards gained on that play. Oh, it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Nightmare. Two receivers. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Second quarter sponsor, by the way, is Steve Weed Productions. The second quarter sponsor is Steve Weed Productions out of upstate New York. You can find them at steveweedproductions.com. They specialize in multi-camera live streaming events just like we do. They are actually our parent company. And we owe a lot of what we do to Steve Weed Productions and the owner, Steve Weed, my dad, who pretty much taught me everything I know about what I'm doing with the producing and introduced me to a lot of great people in the semi-pro football community. Shout out to Dave Birch and the AFA. We just recently left the Pro Football Hall of Fame a few weeks ago and had a great event with them. We really appreciate being able to work with such great people and being a part of the AFA family. So this 3rd and short is snuffed out. A huge stop by the Metro State Roadrunner defense, as that is exactly what they needed in order to stay in this game. And the last 2 offensive drives for the Nightmare have come up short. It looks like they're probably going to punt, but being as it's a very short yardage situation, they might decide to go for it. But they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take one with them. Things are starting to get interesting here at Shea Stadium. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more CFC football, produced by Steve Weed Media. And we're back. 5:15 remaining. It looks like they're going to go for this 4th down play. And it's shaping up to be a big, big loss for the Nightmare. And he breaks through, and he might actually get a 1st down out of this. And he's not going to, but that was a valiant effort by the Nightmare to try to get that extra yardage to get the 1st down, and he wasn't able to get it, but boy, he certainly gave it his all. As we now have a change of possession, the second change of possession on turnover of downs. So the defense of the Roadrunners, after going through a few rough drives early, have really stood up to the Nightmare offense. And with 5 minutes remaining, they're looking to get on the board here before they have to give the ball back to the Nightmare at the half. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners from their own 45-yard line. Pretty decent field position here. So with 55 yards in between them and the end zone, they're looking to eliminate that space and put some points on the board. The ball flies out and it's recovered. Oh, it's recovered by the Nightmare. It popped right out of his hands and directly into the Nightmare's hands. So again, like we said earlier, 1 step forward, 2 steps back seems to be the theme for the Roadrunners today, as they just get a break here and lose it there. Turnover on that fumble. And the Nightmare are going to get the ball back with a net loss of only 1 yard after the change of downs and that last play. So catching a break there. The announcer just gave me a shout out there. Definitely appreciate that. pass play here. Great play by the NOCO Nightmare there. Not only was it a deep pass and catch, but it was a nicely extended play by the quarterback, who had to scramble out of the pocket a little bit to keep that play going. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 19. Gain of 4 or 5 on the play. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to at least be around the 16, 15, or 14-yard line of the Roadrunners. They're going to spot it right in between the 15 and the 14. And it looks like we've got a flag on the... So the Metro with a unsportsmanlike personal foul. That's going to give them half distance to the goal. And that's going to put the ball at the 7.5-yard line. So, you know, the frustration is starting to show here for the Metro State Roadrunners as their, you know, small team size and their deficit are starting to take their toll. A yard or two gained on that run play by the Nightmare as they let the clock wind down. Now the clock becoming one of the Roadrunners' main enemies. With only 2 quarters really remaining, they've got to put some points up. The points, it's not so far gone. I mean, you're talking 2 touchdowns and a field goal. It's not impossible to come back from this amount. But looking at what the Roadrunners have been doing with their offensive possessions, it's really tough to say whether or not they'll be able to get enough going in the second half and keep the defense going to stop the Nightmare going forward. So let's see what they do in this possession. So the Nightmare with a touchdown there and a 7-yard drive, or 7-yard run, excuse me. It's going to give them a very comfortable lead. Over the Roadrunners. PAT attempt here. That kick is good. So 24-0, excuse me, is going to be the score here at Shea Stadium with 2:50 left in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be back more CFC action produced by Steve Weed Media. And we're back here at Shea Stadium. 2:50 left in the second quarter. 24-0 is the score here, as the Nightmare are poised to kick off to the Roadrunners. There was a fumble. And another tough break for the Roadrunners here, as a fumble on that kick return is going to give the Nightmare the ball back at the 31-yard line of the Roadrunners, and this is getting ugly. The Roadrunners, you know, tough break after tough break here. Now just looking to keep it together and stay in it, as you know, they could potentially go down over 30 points before the half. So defense really needing to step up here. So it looks like we're going to get a timeout by the Roadrunners. We're going to take one with them. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back here at Shea Stadium. This is CFC football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. And if you're just joining us, this game has gotten away from the Roadrunners. And that passing catch is going to put the Nightmare at the 2-yard line. What a catch. Kept his feet in bounds. That was a phenomenal catch by Dallas Huber of the Nightmare. And now with that play, they can let the clock go right to the 2-minute warning if they want, and run that play at the 2-minute warning. But they are in scoring position big time at the 2-yard line, as they've had no problem running the ball today. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it straight up the gut on this play here. And that's the 2-minute warning. I thought they might let it get there, so we're going to take a quick break. As they take a quick break, we'll be right back with the looming run play from the Nightmare here. And that's a touchdown. So that's going to be 30-0 for the Nightmare with this PAT coming. And it's going to be a tough game to come back for the Roadrunners here, going down potentially 31 points if they make this PAT. So they did. So 31-0 here is the score going into the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. We're back here at Shea Stadium with a game that has slipped away from the Metro State Roadrunners here. It's 31-0, NOCO Nightmare leading, kicking the ball off to the Roadrunners, who desperately need to put some points on the board because the Nightmare are going to be getting the ball back at the half regardless of what happens. Caught at the 5, the return starts there. Getting out to at least the 31-yard line, a decent return of about 26 yards. 21 yards, excuse me. So the Roadrunners are going to take over at their own 31. 1:47 left in the second quarter of the first half. Second half action coming up after the halftime break. So the Roadrunners approaching the line to start their drive. That is at their own 32, it looks like, not the 31. And looking to get the goose egg off the board and put some points up. That pass is incomplete down the left sideline. We do have a flag on the play. The officials are discussing it. Personal foul, hit out of bounds on the Nightmare. So that's a nice little break for the Roadrunners, but they're going to need a bit more than that to go their way in order for them to make a comeback here in this one. So after the penalty, it's going to put the ball at their own 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners. Pitch to the right. Looks like a flea flicker attempt. He ends up keeping it. Sniffed out by the Nightmare defense, but there's a flag in the end of the play. Personal foul, face mask against the Nightmare. That's going to be another 15. And the Roadrunner, I'm sure, will take it, as they'll take any kind of movement down the field that they can. With 1:32 left, they've really got to get some points on, and fast. Nice play there by the Metro State Roadrunners as they move the ball just inside the 35-yard line of the NOCO Nightmare. So 2nd and 5 with 50 seconds left in the second quarter of the second half. So a little bit of trickery there as the receiver number 4 takes the snap directly and rolls to the left and attempted a pass that was almost picked, which would have been probably the nail in the coffin for the half at least for the Roadrunners. A positive for them is that it stopped the clock with 40 seconds left in the second quarter, so they're going to get, because they're out of timeouts, so that stops the clock as they're going to get their 3rd and 5 play in here. That pass, Roadrunners thought it was a catch. Everyone else thought it was incomplete, including the ref. So it's going to be a 4th and 5 from the NOCO 34. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Might as well. Nice passing catch. To number 4, Brandon Bordeaux, sorry. And with 30 seconds left, the Roadrunners are almost into the red zone, just at the 21-yard line. So a couple more yards, another yard, and they'll be in the red zone looking to get some points on the board before the half. A little morale boost and a little confidence builder for the Roadrunners if they can get some points on the board here. And a great touchdown pass and catch there as the Roadrunners finally get on the board. It was a 21-yard pass. And that puts the Roadrunners on the board officially, 31-6. And they're either going to go for a 2-pointer or go for a PAT. It looks like a 2-point conversion here. So let's see if they can get the 2-point conversion and make it 31-8. So that was incomplete. 26 seconds remaining. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the remainder of the first half and the second quarter of the CFC football game. The Roadrunners here to kick off. And they picked it up. The Metro State Roadrunners with a kick that faked the cameraman out. And yeah, they recovered. With 22 seconds left and no timeouts, it's going to be tough to score, but they've got a shot. If they put more points on the board, this game is far from over. A huge play for the Roadrunners as they caught the Nightmare sleeping and scooped up the ball on that onside kick. The Nightmare had it in their hands for a second and was unable to hang on, to the benefit of the Roadrunners now, who are taking over at the Nightmare 46-yard line. And I think that's going to do it for the half. With no timeouts, the Roadrunners can't stop the clock. And that's going to do it for the first half. 31-6 is your official score of the first half. Stay tuned as we go to break. We'll be back shortly. We'll be back in 15 minutes. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. And we're back here at Shea Stadium with just about 30 seconds left before the start of the third quarter. And I just want to reiterate that on the live stream that we're providing today, there is a donation button for Steve Nelson, the assistant coach for the Metro State Roadrunners, to aid in his financial recovery and physical recovery from his diagnosis of type 1 diabetes a few weeks ago. So again, you know, this is the only way we can help. We know how to produce, we know how to make video, we know how to stream videos. We added the donation button, so please just donate. It'll go to a good person, a good cause, and every dollar, every cent that we get, guaranteed, goes to Steve Nelson. So feel free to donate. Please donate. We encourage it. So we're back here now. Score is 31-6. And the game started really getting good towards the end of the second half, with Metro State getting their own onside kick, getting the ball back. No timeouts left to do anything with it, but that momentum is there. So they're going to come out. They've got to kick off, or the Nightmare's got to kick off to the Roadrunners. So, got 15 minutes on the clock here. Roadrunners looking to take advantage of the possession that they have coming their way. A touchdown would make it 31-12, an extra point or a 2-point would make it 13 or 14 to 31, making it a 18 or 17 point game. So a touchdown would really make it a realistic comeback scenario for the Metro State Roadrunners. Fumbled kick, recovered. So he fumbled it, recovered it, ran it out, got a few more yards, and then was tripped up, or else that one might have went to the house. So we've got the Metro State Roadrunners here to get their 1st and 10 on the possession after the halftime, starting from their own 33-yard line. I'd like to give a shout out to the ladies in the front of Shea Stadium collecting the tickets. I informed them they could watch the live stream, so hopefully they're able to check it out, because where they sit, they can't see anything. Just another one of the powers of internet video and live streaming. So this is the first down play for the Roadrunners. The quarterback, after bobbing and weaving, is actually going to turn this into a gain. He ran 40 yards, but only gained 3. But 3 is a positive gain nonetheless. So it's actually a 4-yard gain, and it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the Roadrunners' 37-yard line. He ran that ball all over the place to gain those 4 yards. So a definitely well-earned 4-yard gain there. Bad snap, broken play, but it's still going to work to their benefit as they're able to squeeze the ball off and run it up the gut for a gain of about 5. And it's a 3rd and short. Officially, it's 2 yards, but it looks like less. Gets to the far side. He needed 2, and he got much more. So 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners after that run to the left-hand side. That sweep. They look to pass on 1st down. Solid tackle. The clock now becoming the Roadrunners' biggest enemy in this game, as their defense has really stepped up in the last few possessions. But if they don't have much time for the offense to work and get these points back on the board, it's not going to really matter how well their defense plays. So this 2nd down play coming for the Roadrunners. Able to be wrangled down, looked like by his jersey. Got ripped down. It's going to be for a loss. It's a loss of 4 officially, we've heard. Bringing it back to the 43-yard line. It's going to make it a 3rd and long for the Roadrunners. And today they have not had a lot of success on any long downs. But they're going to take a quick timeout, think it over, and come up with a game plan. We're going to take a timeout with them. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. And we're back. CFC football action. 3rd and long for the Roadrunners. Pass is caught, and good for a 1st. So let's see what this flag is. It's a hold on Metro, so that's going to bring it back 10 yards. It's going to make it a 3rd and, boy, it's going to make it a 3rd and 25. So they're backed up all the way to their own 33-yard line. This is going to be a 3rd and a mile here for the Roadrunners. CFC football action. Shotgun formation for the Roadrunners on this third and long. And that pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Roadrunners. And it also stops the clock at 10:14 as the Roadrunners look to punt here. Hunter got the ball off, but got crushed. This ball is down at the 46. That punter got demoed, and he's feeling it. So it's 1st and 10 for the NOCO Nightmare from the Roadrunner 46 with a commanding lead of 31-6. A gain of 2 on that draw play. This third quarter is sponsored by Babe's Espresso out of Colorado Springs. You can find them at babesespresso.com or find them in their physical location on Pikes Peak Ave in Colorado Springs. The hottest baristas and the hottest coffee at Babe's Espresso. Looks like it's going to be a unsportsmanlike conduct on the Metro. Frustration's boiling over for Coach Jim Cobb as he feels like his players are getting the shaft on some of these calls. As a good coach would, he sticks up for his guys. The referees don't agree, and they march off 15 yards. But his point has been made as he stands his ground with the officials. So that's going to bring them up to the 30-yard line for a 1st and 10 play for the Nightmare. That drop play was sniffed right out by the Roadrunners. Another great defensive play by the Roadrunners. Their defense has really been showing some signs of life here, pretty much from the second quarter on. They've done pretty well. They got out to a quick 17-point deficit, but then really slowed down the Nightmare, and they had a few bad breaks on offense, which made it hard for the defense to make some stops, but they've really shown a lot of heart here, down a lot of points, still coming out, playing hard, and making these stops. Incomplete pass. So it's going to be 4th down for the Nightmare, as everyone in the crowd and the entire Roadrunner sideline saw a pretty blatantly obvious hold that was not called by the refs. Part of the frustration that Jim Cobb is probably expressing to the refs is scenarios just like that, where you have an obvious call and it's just not made. So it is a part of football, it's part of the game, and it works out for the Roadrunners as they made the stop regardless. So the Nightmare poised to punt with 7:44 remaining in the third quarter. And the punt got stopped. So that's going to back up the Nightmare 5 yards for that false start. Not as good of a snap or punt as the first one. So they're going to start at the 15-yard line. So the Roadrunners have been swapping quarterbacks, and it looks like they're going to continue to do so here going into the third. Oh. So it's 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners, starting from their own 15-yard line. Looking to get some points on the board before the third quarter expires. Quick pass and catch, good, for about 4 or 5 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 4 or 5, or 2nd and 6 or 5. Let's see what the official marking is. Looks like it's about 4 yards, so it's going to be a 2nd and 6 for the Roadrunners here after that 1st down pass and catch. So 2nd and 6 here for the Roadrunners. 6:30 left to play in the third. Another quick screen to the left-hand side. It's complete. Lowers the shoulder, and a good gain there made. Waiting the call here. Oh, they're waving the flag. And then a personal foul against the Roadrunners. Oh, man. A crushing blow here as they started to get some momentum. They just got the first down, was moving the ball, completing some passes, and that's going to back them up 15 yards. Not what they needed to see nor have happen, especially with more than half of the time in the third quarter already expired. So that's going to put them on the 13-yard line. Woof. 3rd and a long for the Roadrunners. See what they do with it. They've been rolling with these screenplays as they've been getting some mild success, but unless you get a lot of yards after the catch, you're really only good for 4 to 5 yards. Just like that one. That was good for about 7 or 8. So it's going to be a 4th and 5 officially here for the Roadrunners from the 21-yard line. They're definitely going for it. Not much to lose here. Last game of the year, down. Only a quarter and a half left, not even. So shotgun formation here. Two receivers on the near, one on the far side. Turnover on downs after the incomplete pass. So the Nightmare are going to pick up the ball at the 21-yard line of the Roadrunners. Just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter now. A 2 or 3 yard gain there by the Nightmare. Gonna bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 18-yard line. So the Nightmare, they've got to be pretty stoked with how their team has played. The Roadrunners definitely going into the offseason with some improvements to be made. But it's a building process. Semi-pro, these guys don't get paid. These guys go to work on Sunday and Monday. It's an entirely different environment for these semi-pro players. You get a lot of athletes that talk about the love of the game, but you really know if you love the game when you play and you don't get paid and you deal with the lumps. And a lot of these guys don't have insurance. So, you know, they put their bodies on the line each and every week, not just for their own benefit, but for the fans. The CFC is 30 years strong and has a really good fan base here in Colorado. So, they go and lay it all out there for everyone, not just themselves, but the fans at home. That was a pretty violent collision at the end of that run, but so it looks like they're going to give the Nightmare the first down. That was a close one. But they're giving it to him, so they're moving the sticks, and it looks like they're going to have a chance to be able to get another first down before they run out of real estate here, so another opportunity to get a first down here at the 1-yard line. Sun getting low here at Shea. You can see the long shadows of the players here. Draw play up the middle. It's going to be 2nd and 3 as he gets down to like the 4 or 3-yard line on that draw play. Definitely looking at a goal line situation here for the Nightmare as they're looking to put some more points up on the board. And it looks like we got a timeout by the Roadrunners, so we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back with more CFC football produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by SteveWeedProductions.com. And we're back. CFC action. He got the ball off miraculously, and it's going to be close. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line, which might be good for a first down, but definitely not a touchdown. So this is going to be interesting to see where they spot the ball. And they didn't give him the first, so it's 3rd and inches from the 1. So inches will get them the first. More than a yard will probably get them the touchdown. So a tough spot to be if you're the Metro State D here. We've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds and counting on the clock. Boy, I don't think that's going to be a touchdown, but I think that might be good for a first down. It's going to be real close. Wow, so it's not a first down, it's not a touchdown. So it's going to be 4th down for the Nightmare. So this is a huge play, not only for the Roadrunners, but for the Nightmare. You really want to keep the confidence going and keep that morale boost. Get a score, you're feeling good. If you get snuffed at the 1-yard line, the half-yard line, that doesn't feel very good. So let's see what happens here. And they were stopped. The Metro State Roadrunner defense comes up with a huge stop. They got down to the half-yard line. And it looks like they're going to get the ball back with 1:33 left in this 3rd quarter. So it's 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners from their own 3-yard line. After the couple-yard loss, it gives them a small bit of pad getting out of their own end zone. So with a little bit of room to work, they're going to try to get the ball out and do something with it and get some points on the board. They've got 1.5 minutes left in this quarter, and they've got a whole 4th quarter to get it done. And that was a huge passing catch Hit perfectly in stride. That's number 4. Brandon Bordeaux with a huge gain. That's going to get them some space for sure. Officially marked out. Officially marked out at the 46-yard line. Oh, and then they just moved it back. So they're saying it's actually the 43 is where he stepped out. First and 10 regardless. A huge play, gets them out of their own end zone. A nice pass and catch by the Metro State Roadrunners. So we got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Shotgun formation with the running back deep with the quarterback. First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Delayed draw play. Not sure if he got back to the yard of the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard on that run. It's either a loss of 1 or no gain. So it's going to be second down and 10 or 11 for the Roadrunners. The clock's ticking. Not sure if they're going to have enough time to get the playoff before the end of the third quarter. They're approaching the line now, so if they hustle, they might be able to get a playoff. And it looks like they're going to get the ball off and get one more play in the third. Flag on that pass play, looking like it's going to be pass interference on number 24 of the Nightmare, which is Dakota Boyd. So that's the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back with a quick break. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. And we're back with fourth quarter action here at Shea Stadium. Roadrunners down 31-6, but driving and just entering the Nightmares' position of field. Shotgun play, scrolling to his right, going deep, and it's picked off. Picked off by number 4 of the Nightmare. That's pretty much going to seal the deal on any comeback hopes for the Roadrunners, as this change of possession is pretty much going to wrap it up, as not even just with the level of play that's happening, but the clock is going to be their number one enemy at this point. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line, so that's where the Nightmare is going to take over of this drive. Nice run by the Nightmare quarterback. Sun finally down here at Shea Stadium. Providing some much needed relief for the players and the fans. Oh, fumble. Ball picked up though. And a gain is still made. Remarkably. A lucky break for the Nightmare on that play, as that could have ended horribly. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Nightmare. Ball placed at the 46-yard line. That quick pass was caught. Not good for a first down, but good for some yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Nightmare with 13:30 left in the contest. Nightmare just looking to wrap it up. Looks like we got an injured Roadrunner on the field, so we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully he's able to get up, and hopefully he's all right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. First and 10 for the Nightmare after that passing catch. Handoff play, reverses it back up the gut. Keeps it from being a loss of yardage. Not much gained, maybe 1 or 2 on the play. It's going to bring up it's going to be a 2nd and 6. He actually gained 4 on the play. Heading to the end zone with his pass. And there's a personal foul at the end of that play, a taunting call going to be made. So that's going to put the Nightmare in the red zone and then in scoring position at the 11-yard line. So it's actually on the 9-yard line, so it's officially going to be 1st and goal for the Nightmare. 10:45 remaining in the contest. The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, moving them up 15 yards. First and goal, let's see what they can do with it. That handoff was sniffed right out. Looked like it was almost a broken play, but regardless, the Roadrunners are able to stop. And a lot of jawing going on in the field now. Tempers are starting to boil over and flare up as the game has gotten away from the Roadrunners. Nightmare has not scored yet this half. It was 31-6 at the half. It's still 31-6. Neither team has scored since the first half. Nightmare looking to change that here. And it's a pick 6. As long as he can make it and take it the distance, this is gonna go all the way. $85 yards. And in a drastic turn of events, the Roadrunners have all of a sudden put more points on the board. And it's 12-31. Quarterback probably thought he could have had him beat with the pass, and then he just jumped out of nowhere and snagged it, and it was off to the races. He almost had an angle on him, but the D-back was too fast. Looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Looks like he got a flag in the play. It was an incomplete pass. False start. They're going to decline it. So it's 31-12. 9:38 left in the fourth. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back as the Roadrunners prepare to kick off to the Nightmare. With 9:38 left, they just had a pick six and go for the onside kick again after a little bit of success earlier today. Ball went out of bounds, so it looks like they're going to be getting the ball a decent field position. So it's 1st and 10 at the 47 for the NOCO Nightmare after the 5-yard penalty for a false start on the Roadrunners. So they've got decent field position, and with the clock on their side, they're looking to just run some time and burn this thing out and get the W. Draw play up the middle, good for 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 49-yard line. They're definitely going to maximize each and every play that they have to burn as much clock. I mean, if you do it right, you can almost get a minute per play. Nice run from the quarterback on that quarterback keeper. That's good for 20 yards. As the Nightmare are going to be getting a 1st and 10 from the Metro 32. Wide receiver reverse. Nice pop at the end of that run. A little bit of John going on. Uh-oh. I saw one official go flying, trying to intervene. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure it was the line judge, but he went flying. And that's a big no-no. You don't touch the ref. You don't push the ref. Somebody's getting ejected, no doubt. I think they're just deciding on whether they want to finish this contest out. Tempers obviously have become more and more intense as the game has gotten closer to the end. And things are starting to get to a boiling point. Well, it looks like we're going to keep this thing going. Nobody got ejected. Both teams with offsetting personal foul penalties. We're going to keep playing this one out. So it's 3rd and 2. Clock's running. And it's from their own 29. Or excuse me, the Roadrunner 29. Nice play with the QB sneak. Good for the first down as they put the ball on the 20-yard line. Clock continues to wind down. Just over 7 minutes remaining in this game. Want to thank all of my sponsors again: Steve Weed Media, Steve Weed Productions, Babes Espresso, and all of the teams that worked with us this year: Steel City Rage, the Inglewood Eagles, and most importantly, the Metro State Roadrunners, who really took the first shot with Steve Weed Media as their streaming partner, and we really appreciate it. Supporting local businesses and local events, local teams, it's what it's all about. So we'd like to thank everyone that has allowed us to be a part of their CFC season. We hopefully will continue with some playoff coverage once we get a bracket. As I'm yakking on, the Roadrunners with a big sack. Going to drop the quarterback down at the 27-yard line. So they're going to back him up a good 7-8 yards and make it a 2nd and long. But again, I just want to thank all the sponsors, and most importantly, all of our viewers at home, everybody that tunes in every week for all of our different events, whether it be CFC football or any of the other side events that we do. Like next week, there's a bikini car wash that we're live streaming. So anybody that tunes in for any of those events, we really appreciate the support. And please drop us a line. It's steve@steveweedmedia.com, and let us know what we're doing. Let us know how we're doing and what you'd like covered. And keep the contact going. The end around, bouncing back through, and he got more out of that run than you would have thought when he first took the ball. as he ran into what seemed to be a wall of Roadrunner defenders, but weaved his way through back up to the 20-yard line and got all the lost yardage back from the previous play. So it's going to be a 3rd and 10 from the 20 in the red zone for the Nightmare. That ball was tipped by the Roadrunner defender. And good thing, because that definitely would have been good for a touchdown. So it's 4th down now for the Nightmare. Not sure if they're going to go for a field goal or if they're going to try to go for it. Looks like they're bringing in the field goal unit. This is going to be a lengthy field goal attempt, around 37 yards. So it's going to be 4th and 5 at the 15-yard line after that offsides penalty on the Roadrunners. And that kick went through the uprights. So a little bit easier of a distance now for the Nightmare kicker, as he just made one from 37. Now he's got to try another one from 32 and see if he can hit back-to-back FGs to increase the lead to 34-12 for the Nightmare. And this is a fake. Perfectly executed fake by the Nightmare. Nobody saw that coming. So that's going to make it 37. A fantastic fake by the Nightmare. Nobody had any idea that was coming. So now they're going for the PAT. 4:51 remaining in the contest. So he increased the lead to 26, making it 38-12. We've got 4:51 left in this contest. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. Kick is off. Wobbly kick, and it bounces, just to the line and doesn't go out, so he's forced to pick it up. And this run back is halfway decent for how it began. He picked up that ball on the far side around the 5-yard line and was able to run it out to about the 21-yard line. So a pretty good run back, 15, 16 yards, and easily 20 or 30 yards across the field. as there's 4:42 left in the fourth quarter. The Roadrunners taking over the ball at their own 21-yard line. It's first and 10 for the Roadrunners now from their own 21. It's a dead ball personal foul on Metro. So that's going to bring that back. Plus, not sure who the foul was on or what. I didn't see exactly what the penalty was for. So it's still first down, but it brings ball back to their own side of the field. We're on the 38-yard line. Easily negating about 20 yards of progress. Deep pass down the far side is incomplete. As just over 4 minutes remain in this game. Roadrunners doing whatever they can to just put some more points on the board, and they're definitely playing this one out. Crazy play there. Ends in an incomplete pass, but it started as a quick flick as a broken play with a QB scrambling. Running back came back to the near side, dumped it downfield. So Roadrunners taking their final timeout. We'll take one with them. This is CFC football. Produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. And we're back. The final 4 minutes of this contest. Another deep ball down the far side. Incomplete. Shooting for Bordeaux. This is 4th down here. Looking for Bordeaux. It's roughing the passer on the Nightmare. So that's going to keep the ball with the Roadrunners, at least for now. And it's going to give them a 15-yard bump plus a 1st down. So it's 1st down now from the 47-yard line of the Nightmare. False start on the Roadrunners. So that's going to back them up 5. So that's going to bring them back into their own side of the field. It's 1st and 15. From their own 48-yard line. Refs keep the clock moving now. Nice pass and catch for a 1st down there. That's going to move the chains, and that's going to keep the Roadrunners drive alive, for sure. Clock continues to run. Ball got tipped up, caught by lineman, and he got throttled. The crowd saw it, and the lineman definitely felt that. He was a big boy, and he got crushed. false start on the Roadrunners. And a circus one-handed interception grab by number 17 of the Nightmare, as he has a pick six, and he runs it all the way back. And that was a huge play. For the Nightmare, he tipped the ball up, tipped it back to himself, and then circus one-handed grabbed it, secured it, and then ran it all the way back for the touchdown. Fantastic defensive play by the NOCO Nightmare. The PAT is coming up, looking to make it 45. And it's good. So with 2:01 left here, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for the last 2 minutes. This is CFC Football, produced by Steve Weed Media, powered by Steve Weed Productions. So we're back here. There's 2:01 left in this game. The Roadrunners just went down 33 points after a pick six by the Nightmare, extending their lead substantially and looking to just wrap this one up. The last regular season game for these teams, I'm pretty sure the Nightmare are looking at their playoffs going forward, and this will be the last game of the season for the Metro State Roadrunners. So this is a 2-minute warning. We'll keep it here. We'll just use this time to reiterate that we really appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody home and abroad, international or domestic. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife, Susie, at home. Hopefully she's watching. I'd also like to give a shout out to my dad back in New York, and Dave Birch from the AFA, along with John from Babe's Espresso, and all of our other clients that we're working with. We really appreciate all the support and all the love that we've gotten in Colorado since we've been here. It's just been a fantastic experience working with the CFC, and we look forward to doing a lot more, not only with the remainder of this season, but going forward for next season. We've got some big plans, and we've got some great ideas for how to improve the visuals for the Football League. So the Roadrunners getting the ball back, starting the drive from the 30, their own 30. And with just under 2 minutes, this is probably going to be the last drive of the game. legal substitution on Metro after they had a late sub run in the game. So he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but clock keeps running. This is going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Roadrunners. .110 left to play after that incomplete pass. Is going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Roadrunners. Again, anybody that's still with us, July 15th, we will be live streaming a bikini car wash. That's right, a bikini car wash live from Babe's Espresso location in Colorado Springs on 2438 Pikes Peak Ave in the Springs. The car wash will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The stream will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So be sure to tune in. And we've got an injured player. And this one looks like it's going to be a wrap. They're going to call this one, I believe. Unfortunately, looks like to be a pretty serious injury for the Roadrunners player on that last hit. We're going to keep it here, but it looks like the game is over. It looks like it's going to be called. He's hurt. So we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. So this is it. The game has been officially called. The final score was 45-12. Thank you for everyone that has tuned in with us tonight. We really hope that the Roadrunners player that is still on the field is okay, but the game has been called. It's official. It's a wrap. So tune in with us next week, July 15th. We are live from Babe's Espresso, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we're going to be trying to do the playoffs. So any of you teams that may be listening out there, Steve at steveweedmedia.com is the email. 719-466-3389 is the cell. That's 719-466-3389. That's my cell. Contact me and let's work something out going forward for some playoff coverage of CFC football. This is Steve of Steve Weed Media. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be back with more action next week. Have a nice night.